Good morning, welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Wednesday the 15th of the 2nd. So what we've got in store today, well, there's a question. Before I get on looking at currencies, just look at the risk aspects from a fundamental point of view. So we've got the Reserve Bank of Australia, Governor spoken there, the Aussie's taken a dive consequently. We've had the inflation data out for the UK. It's a bit of a mixed bag. It's the PPI, the Producers Price Index, has gone up whilst the CPI's come off a little bit. That's not necessarily a good sign, because generally it's the producers are getting higher inflation still. That could work its way through to consumers again. So not good at all. But the PPI data, CPI data itself, coming in month on month. Actually, just look at the core figures, etc., and slightly better or less than expected. So just looking right the way through there, they've just mixed them up a little bit. CPI month on month minus 0.6 against minus 0.4, but still the headline figure there at 10.1 versus forecast at 10.3. So still 10% inflation. Ugly scene out there for the pound in that respect, but it was expected slightly higher. So let's have a look at it. Then forget to look at what's coming out. We've got US retail sales basically this afternoon at 1:30, and the guard speaking. I can't see too many other speakers. In fact, there's none other scheduled that I can see on my other list. So actually we've got ECB DeCoste speaking this morning at 8, but that's it. Right, okay. So 1:30 is now. Retail sales last time they gave us about a 40 to 60. Well, within an hour and a bit, they gave us a 60 pip move coming from the retail sales. Unexpectedly poor. So we'll watch out for that figure. Right. Let's look at the Forex markets here. Then it's just charts sort of closed overnight, and they've gone all a bit squashy, and I've got dailies. I need monthlies. This goes all a bit weird on me when I do it overnight. Let's just get this monthly. Change that one to a week. I didn't leave that as a weekly. Okay, it's better. See where the pivots are now. So remaining quite pinched where they sort of sitting on daily basis. Daily wise, in terms of price, really not going anywhere great at the moment. It really is quite a muddle there. So you see on the lower time frames here, quite a muddle indeed. And it sort of we're seeing these sort of sell-offs and then retracements coming later in the morning sometimes. So just got to be a bit careful, wait, and be patient on this. It's put a lower high in here, which would suggest further downside, but it's not hit its daily pivot nor its S1. It's sitting in limbo at this stage. The pound, let's go up time frames. If it was to finish the day like it is at the moment, it would be particularly bearish. But yesterday, ended up a bit of a shooting star there, closing down on the day, or down on the session there. Today, again, heading south at the moment. The market's not really liking those numbers at all, and it's sort of reflected in what we're seeing, as I say, at this stage. And I say at this stage, we're just seeing so many moves sort of coming around about 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, as opposed to the earlier ones. A bit of a continuation to a degree, and then it's switching back. Dollar yen yesterday, well, that was working quite well. I was talking about this as one on the sort of short list. It would have stopped and continued, but going up to sort of levels that I would have been looking for today, it's already run back to its daily pivot here, and well on its way at this stage to head up towards its R1, which I expect it to get towards. Aussie dollar, again consolidation. It's a really horrible morning. It's a down the sell-off this morning. It's just really seeing it find some support and turn back again. It was, but look at the mess yesterday. It's just really makes for a difficult markets to trade. US dollar CAD, well, another one that's just really to and fro. And when you look at a chart like this, it's not even really worth looking at. Let's have a look at some charts that are more worth looking at. Euro yen, well, Euro yen, I picked out yesterday. In fact, it was this lovely bull flag. That's not quite got up to its R1 from yesterday, a bit short of yesterday's R1, but still got some potential. But at the moment, it's a bit like the dollar yen in terms of it. It hasn't gone up to today so far and got its R1. There's possibility the return on this move may be quite small. The range yesterday wasn't that big, so we're in those sort of pinch movements. I looked at a few others. Euro Aussie coming off big time for the Aussie, that is, and the Euro shoving up there. But again, it's a pair that's been sitting largely in a complete mess. Now, pound Aussie, same-ish sort of thing, although the pound sold off in the last hour. It's a real mixture of a market out there. What I'll do is update if I see anything sort of some filter down some pairs, just have a look at my Discord site. I've got the link on the bottom of the video. Just go onto that and I'll highlight anything else that looks better during the morning. But for now, it's a bit of a mess out there in the Forex markets. Let's just change a look at the cross, he says, and find gold first. Well, gold slipped off as everything else, just showing the strength of the dollar really at the moment. It's moved off quite strongly this week so far, coming off yesterday afternoon. This morning, beg your pardon, that was yesterday afternoon, all that chop there. This morning it's come right off at the moment, giving us lower highs, lower lows, so just looking that bit softer. Crude, you see what's happening in crude is shorter time, the stronger dollar, weaker crude is the general picture we see normally anyway. But certainly coming off there at this stage. And I mean, yesterday was an absolute pig's ear, and today, well, it's nice and clean, the move that's coming off, but it's coming off quite so strong through the Asian session there. Looking through the indices then briefly, let's just look from these in a daily basis for these Asian ones. The CSI 300 not looking as bullish as it was. If anything, looking like it wants to roll back there. The NIF and the Nikkei, again consolidation and bearish consolidation sitting here, although it is towards its high. But certainly these markets choked somewhat. Exception, the Nifty 50 starting, well, it's attacking my trend line. I mentioned it yesterday, well, ended up pretty much into that trend line, and today it could be trying to push through there. Still overall looks quite bearish to me, how it's sitting there. Moving to the US then, S&P's couldn't do too much at all yesterday, looking soft where it is, again just consolidation. The stronger dollar is not helping things. The the Dow Jones looking ugly. Nasdaq has been the one that's not looked so ugly. Still got this sort of bull flaggy sort of pattern going in there. If it could reverse later this afternoon, maybe we could get another shove up there. Get a feeling though we're going to be sitting in chop for a bit longer. The DAX again just chopping along here. So, yeah, there are some options on the shorter time frame, but look what happened yesterday afternoon there. A complete pig's ear really, same as the currencies. You just got to ride these poor markets out at times. FTSE of course can do no wrong, and is continued yesterday pushing up, but when you come down the time frames, it looks quite, even that It just shows you how ugly it is. Yep, it got a late sort of rally there through into the evening on the futures, but even that's sold off at the moment. It might pick itself up again as we go through the morning. Okay, that's pretty much it through the Forex, the indices. Quick look at I expect Bitcoin's off. Let's have a look at Bitcoin. Just looking on a daily basis for these markets. So Bitcoin, yep, it's, well, yesterday it had a reasonable day in the end. Let's just switch through here. Litecoin, yep, Litecoin certainly having a much better day yesterday. So some of these cryptos holding up. Ethereum picking up there yesterday, off this morning. Not surprised to see them off this morning a bit with the stronger dollar, but there we go. Not a lot to report there. Let's just have a look at Ripple. So I haven't looked at that for a few days. Okay, it's just failing and looking ugly really. Lower highs, lower lows running through. It's very soft. Such a disappointment. Anyway, talking to disappointments in these markets, as I say, I'll pop it on Discord if I see anything more positive later. Take care. Have a great day. Bye for now.